So let's start up our demo. So this is the basic FXCop GUI that the tool has. So it's a UI based tool. It also has a command line utility. Now see here, you can see all the rules that we had just talked about. So these are the usage rules. So you can expand them to see what rules they are. So you can basically uncheck and check the various rules that you want to include in your analysis. So like you don't want to include some specific rules like so like in naming. So like I don't want select this in particular rule. So I don't want to apply this particular rule for analysis on my DLS, which means identifier should not have incorrect prefix. So let me uncheck it. So it won't raise any warnings or errors related to this particular rule type. So okay, so similarly you can go and uncheck whichever rule type you feel that your project doesn't need to cater to. Okay, now how do you add the DLLs? So DLLs are basically targets. So to add the DLLs, you want to do is like go to add targets. So you must have some particular bin folder or something where you have all your DLLs. So you can just go and click. You can do multiple clicks and all, which how many DLLs you want to include. Okay, then click open. So they will get included in your UI. See there. Okay. So now to analyze, it's very much simple. Just you have this particular analyze icon over there. So you can just go and click this icon. Okay, so now you have all your results. So you can see that these results are summed up for both the DLs. So if you want to see by individual DL, you can just click the DLL over here. So they are all individually placed. Now you can sort them based on the level types. You had already seen the image types over there. So like these are the warnings, these are the critical warnings. Then just scroll down below. Okay, these are the errors. Below you can find some critical errors, I guess. Yeah, so these are the critical errors. You can see like which are breaking. Breaking are the ones which means your code can break. Okay, your code can stop responding to such, if in case you don't provide fixes to this. Now what do you do after you see all these warnings and errors? Obviously your responsibility is to fix them. Fixing them is very easy. So with every error you can also see the file location where your errors occurred. Okay, so you can just click this location to open up that particular file. Then you can also see what resolution you need to provide to fix that particular error or warning. So the resolution is written here, and even in case you want to learn more about it, you can still go to MSDN library, so you can have more explanations on that particular error and all. Yeah, so you can see like this particular exception was, error was caught in our build that we had just analyzed, and then also the examples and all are shown over here. So you can just go and find a possible solution to your warnings and errors. Okay. So now we have already given a demo of how to use this particular tool. Let's just revise through the steps again. So we have basically used the graphical mode, the GUI one. So the steps are very much simple. Create an FXCop project, then add the targets, then deselect the rules that you want or don't want to include in your analysis, and then just click the analyze button on top. So to know about various potential errors and all, how to use the GUI or how to use the console, so you can go to the specific links on MSDN and that binary coder link. Then basically we'll look into briefly look into the other features of FXCop. So there is more that you can do with FXCop. So the first one is like writing custom rules. So although there are like around 200 plus rules already built into FXCop, but if you feel that it's not enough for you, you can basically go ahead and create your own custom rules. Okay, say like you want to create a rule where no variable should be named as named as begin with. So okay, so that's the clause you want to add. So you can create a rule such that no variables start with begin with name. So you can basically write custom rules for that. So this capability to write custom rules is a great flexibility that is offered by FXCop. So you can basically go and learn more about it on this links provided. The other feature is that you can add some words, some recognized words to FXCop dictionary. Say like if in case you have naming conventions where your class name start with your company name, okay, so and now FXCop will raise an error because obviously your company name could be an abbreviation with all the letters as capitalized, so that will be raised as an error. Now you want that particular phrase to be recognized as a genuine word and not been raised an error. So you can basically go and add a custom dictionary to your build. How do you do that? You can basically do that through Visual Studio and add a file called customdictionary.xml as a content file for that. And while making the analysis, FXCop will take care of reading that particular XML file. You can also integrate FXCop to your Visual Studio. You might remember the command line utility tool that we have. So you can just go and include that exe as an external tool to your Visual Studio, and also give the command line path so that it can build your assemblies accordingly. To learn more about how to integrate your FXCop with Visual Studio, you can go and visit this specific links on MSDN. So now we'll go and talk about some very basic questions which you might have in your mind. So the first question is, what does FXCop take as an input? So like what files can it analyze? It just can't analyze any file. It can't analyze your source files. So what it can analyze your DLLs, that is your dynamically linked libraries, to generate the results. Then the other question could be like, is FXCop specific to any programming language? Like, is FXCop specific to C# only, or can I use it on VB.NET? As we have already mentioned, no, it is not specific to any programming language. So any programming language which gets converted into a intermediate language by .NET compilers can be analyzed by FXCop. So FXCop can be used for any programming language. Can we just brush through all the steps involved for running FXCop? Those are very much simple steps. So you can start FXCop, create a new project, add targets, check and uncheck rules, and then just click analyze. So what customizations does FXCop support? That means what custom rules and all you can build into FXCop. So you can just see, you can add new words, add custom rules for yourself to FXCop dictionary. So should all warnings and errors prompted by FXCop be fixed? So you can see like FXCop generates a lot of warnings and errors. So like, should all of them be fixed? The answer is, it depends on the scenario. That means the relevance of your project. So like if you are building a web app which is only going to be browsed through internet, your PC browsers, so you don't need to take care of mobility issues. Hence you can do away with those mobility rules. So every warning and error should be validated, and only ones appropriate to the project should be fixed. So you must see what is relevant to you and fix those specific errors. So these are the two other references on FXCop, and there is a blog for FXCop also. Thank you for attending this specific webcast.